All right, Pisces, let's get into a reading. So I want to look into your money. I know a lot of people have been in my inbox on my Patreon and saying, listen, financially, I'm being hit, and I get it. I get it completely. So we're going to look into your money and see what the possible energy is coming in. Some of you could be starting a new job, getting communication about a raise. You could be learning something new that could be a financial opportunity. So that makes me think about like bookkeeping. Maybe you're learning how to bookkeep, and that could lead to you helping others do their bookkeeping. That could be for some of you. Maybe you're going to school to get some sort of degree. You could be in the beginning stages, though, of something that's going to balance your life and completely change it. But right now, you could be in the moment of confusion. What should I do? Where should I go? What's going to up-level me? And it's interesting. When I went to go start this reading, I picked the darkest deck that I have. Now, I love this deck. But I will say, there's a lot of people who hate this deck because of how dark it is. But I thought that was interesting. So some of you could be going through a moment in your life, especially financially, where it feels dark. What I'm seeing is like a storm coming in. It's beautiful, it's light, you're on the beach, you're living your best life, and the next thing you know, a huge hurricane storm's coming in. That's kind of what I'm saying. Okay? Now, hurricanes don't last forever, but it can do a lot of damage, and it can take time for you to recover. So some of you, there could be things hitting your finances right now where it's like, damn, that damaged it. I had $100 saved. I had to spend $75. And it might take some time for you to recover, for you to be able to save that $100 again. But again, I'm seeing a lot of options around what you should choose, or what you can choose that's actually going to bring change into your life. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing burdens here. A lot of you, the Tower, there could be unexpected things taking place in your life that you didn't budget for, that you didn't see coming. This could be a change in your job. This could be, you got $500 in the bank. That's your emergency fund. Guess what? Your washer or your dryer decided to go out. Your AC decided to go out. Things like that could be happening to you right now, putting like a lot more on your plate than what you want to deal with, what you want to handle. You could also be feeling like right now you can't really win when it comes to your finances, and that could be pushing you into a season of your life where you're making very, very necessary changes. Changes that you could have postponed, changes that you could have ignored, but changes that nevertheless are having to come because you can't take it much more, okay? Now again, there's an opportunity for your life to be kind of balanced in the way that you want it. So that would mean being able to spend money on things that bring you joy, but maybe it's not an essential, but maybe you need to get your money to where it should be so you can spend money on things that are not essentials. But right now, you could be in the moment of, but how do I get there, Danielle? How do I get my money to stretch further than it has been? How do I make my grocery bill go from $500 a month to $350? There's secrets out there. I just got to figure out where the answers to those secrets are. That's where you're at, okay? I don't know why I want to get one of these. Give me something around your money. I definitely feel like seizing an opportunity is going to lead to major money, but it could be an opportunity you might want to say no to because you might need to complete a cycle or be willing to close a door that you don't want to close, okay? So what does that make me think of? There's been jobs that I've worked at before where I've loved the atmosphere, but maybe if I would have switched to a different company, I would have made more. But in my mind, I had to sacrifice me loving where I was working for a financial gain. And I would sabotage and not leave because I was like, but I don't want to leave my friends. I don't want to leave the people that I'm always laughing with. I don't want to leave all these people that I love so much because I was attached to everyone that I worked with. When I tell you we have fun, we have fun. I don't know if they would say that, but I would say that. We had a blast. But then when somebody would come in and say, hey, listen, we can take you to this other corporation. We're going to move you down here. I'd go, no, don't move me. I like it right here. I'm fine right here. Even though deep down I knew, girl, it's time to get your butt out of here. You need to go somewhere else. You need to go make better money. You need to go make more money. But I was so content in that moment with just being around people who felt comfortable. whether that was good or bad. I wasn't willing to let something go. I wasn't willing to change a cycle until it becomes so overwhelming that I couldn't take it anymore. Until it become an energy of, oh, it's me or this place, and I'm choosing me. That's what I'm saying for some of you. It could be time for you to quit being so loyal, dedicated, or consistent with something that isn't showing you the same in return. So some of you could need to switch departments altogether, could need to switch jobs altogether, or could need to do something so different that it's scary. It's a make it or break it moment. What they're showing me is someone picking up a snake. When you pick up a snake, there's two things that can happen. It's either going to not bite you or it's going to bite you. That's your life right now. You can either make these changes and maybe the snake not bite you, or you can not make these changes and maybe the snake bites you. It kind of feels like you don't have a choice. I'm hearing the song, I'm between a rock and a hard place. So some of you could be feeling like financially you're in between a rock and a hard place. That could be for some of you. Some of you could also be here in the next 7 years, maybe 7 months, but I'm feeling 7 years. Some of you could be inheriting some sense of like money or wealth from someone in your life. Now, I don't know why, but I don't want to say family, but some of you it could be family. But I'm definitely getting that some of you within the next 7 years specifically, you're going to find out once someone passes that you inherited something from them. Something that you didn't expect. Okay. Give me more on your money. Yes, abundance. Abundance, abundance, abundance. But you might have to have a lot of strength and you might have to do something you don't want to do to bring this in. That's what I'm saying. When I go back to what I was just telling you, when I tell you, you could have come to me and said, Danielle, this is why you need to leave. And I was like, I ain't leaving nowhere. I'm not leaving my friends. I'm not leaving my group. I'm not leaving here. I ended up leaving regardless, but I did not want to. It took a lot of strength and courage for me to go, wait a second, this ain't in my best interest. You know what? I don't want to be here no more. And when I cut my losses, my life began to flourish in a way that I didn't expect, simply because I was getting in my own way. I didn't want to make a change. I didn't want to close the door. I didn't want to do what seemed so scary. Sometimes we don't want to do something because we don't know what the future holds. We don't know if it's going to be a good choice or a bad choice. I mean, think of every business owner you know. Not every business owner who opened their doors thought they were going to be successful. Some of them are successful now, but never thought they were going to be. Were terrified. Had put everything on the line for a make it or break it moment. That's what I'm getting here. Now, it might not be that dramatic where it's like, oh, it's a make it or break it moment for you, Pisces. But I definitely feel like it's a moment where you can either go with a change and go towards better days, or continue to put yourself in a position where, but I don't want to do that. I'm scared. But what if this happens? But what if, that's what I'm saying here. And they're saying in order for balance to take place, you have to be willing to go through some sort of change or transformation that you might not want to go through, that you might have fought tooth and nail not to go through. Now, I will say this, every workplace that I've worked at that I was absolutely obsessed with, I ended up hating at the end. So some of you need to know that. You need to know that right now you might not feel comfortable doing something that could be in your benefit, but just because you're not comfortable with it right this moment doesn't mean in 7 hours, 7 days, or 7 weeks that you won't be ready to run towards it, okay? So keep that in mind. Just because you're feeling one way today doesn't mean that those feelings are going to always be valid. Feelings change, okay? Let's get it. What do we got? Needing to be patient as things balance out in your life. Also needing to be patient with the sides of you that maybe get in a season of really wanting to hustle and go after things, but then also the season of you where you want to just attract. Some of you and I said this in a reading the other day. I think it was a bonus reading on Patreon. Some of you are really balancing your masculine side and your feminine side. And because of that, it can feel like you're driving a stick shift car and you don't know what you're doing. That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing someone getting in a car that is 6-speed and they don't know how to drive it. And if you've ever gotten in a car with someone who doesn't know how to drive it, you know you're like this. It's like, whoa, okay, hold on a second now. You're giving me whiplash. Are we going? Are we not? What are we doing? That's what I'm feeling with you. You could be feeling like right now in your life. Okay, we're going in a good direction. Oh, no, we ain't. Oh, what's happening? That could be how you're feeling. That could be your life when it comes to your money right now. Yes, okay. There is some sort of storm that's about to take place in your life around your money, around your home. This is your warning that something is about to crumble and you might not be ready for it. You might not be prepared for it, but it's time. Give me a little bit more on this because I don't want everyone to freak out on me, okay? Some of you are making a final decision to close something in your life. Some of you, you're getting over drinking too much or some sort of an addiction. Some of you here coming up, there is going to be something taking place in your life where you're going to be so disappointed, it's going to push you into a change. What does that make me think of? That makes me think of the people who go out shopping all the time. It's like every time you turn around, they're shopping, they're spending money, and you're like, where did you get all this money from? Like, how are you spending money like you a drug dealer? I'm confused. They might put themselves in such a bind, they might get evicted. They might put themselves in such a bind that they get their car repossessed. And that's then going to push them to no longer be indulgent, to maybe no longer live on credit cards, or no longer be the kind of person where they go out to the bar, they have a drink, then they're driving. They could be the kind of person where it's like, well, I'm fine. I had one drink. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Something could be taking place where it's like, oh, it is a big deal. You can't be drinking and driving. But that could then push someone into a position or a place where they're finally going to change or get over that addiction, mindset, blockage, because the universe is saying, listen, it's time. It's time for this to be done. Now, if this is like a car being repossessed or something really, I want to say like traumatic taking place, I feel like it's pushing you to get more connected to what you actually want versus what you think you want. Some of you are going to get communication around how something's worked out for you, how something is fair. Hey, did you say, I'll go, hey, some of you are going to find out that something only lasted, okay, I don't know why, but I'm feeling like some of you are going to get communication about something crumbling. This could be, some of you are going to have a kid come home from like college. They might drop out after 9 months in college. Some of you could end up having like an ex come back or a kid come home. They could have broken up with someone. It's been maybe 9 cycles of off and on. They dated them for maybe 9 months or 9 years. But they finally learned a lesson, and you're going to get truth and clarity when they come home or when that person hits you back up that they've learned their lesson, things was not fun, and that life was actually hell for them. And you might even get communication around the fact that someone's life has been crumbling. I don't know why, but I don't feel like this is necessarily you. It could be. It could be you. But I feel like someone externally to you is about to have something really bad happen in their life. And I feel that it's either an energy of so-and-so is drinking and driving, they're in jail. So-and-so has been heavy in their addiction, and guess what? It's coming out. I'm definitely seeing that. And this person could have hid this for maybe 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, or 7 years. But the universe is like, we're done hiding. No more, no more, no more. Now, you finding this out could affect you because some of you, you might go get this person out of jail. Some of you, this could be a kid who's about to make a very bad choice. And their very bad choice is going to affect you in your life. And you're going to maybe, I don't want to say have to handle the consequences, but you might then have to handle them. And you might find out, yeah, you learned the hard way, didn't you, baby? I told you not to do that. I don't know how many times, but you know what? You live, you learn, and now you made your bed, you got to lay in it. That could be something that's going to happen. And you could have to make the final decision to let someone learn the lesson the hard way is kind of what I'm saying. Now, what is this if this isn't you? Okay. Some of you, this isn't you. This is someone else. Some of you, okay, I'm going to say this. I'm probably going to turn the comments off on this reading because I can already hear it. Some of you, you've got someone in your life that has been sober, but they could be relapsing. And that could be the storm warning. That could be something where it's like they were sober. They relapsed though, after maybe 7 weeks or 7 months. They could have hidden it from you for a little bit, but something's about to come out. Something's about to come out around the fact that they were not completely content with their new life. They weren't being completely honest. Here's the thing. If you know anyone who struggles with addiction, they'll tell you it's not easy. They'll tell you every single day that they wake up, they have to choose to not give in to the devil, to not give in to an addiction. And if they want that life, if they miss it so bad, they will get to a place where they're so bored and discontent with life on how it is that they kind of lie to themselves and say, but this new beginning's not worth it. This was a leap. This was a risk. What did it pay off? I'm done. When you have an addiction, it can be really hard to rebuild your life, to get people to trust you again. It can be really hard for you to not numb your pain and your agony and your disappointments and for you to live with them. It can feel really lonely in the moments where you maybe didn't feel the loneliness before because you weren't sober. Some of you, you're going to find out that someone is not sober anymore, okay? And you could be along the energy of, I knew it. I was just waiting for someone to tell me. And you could even think, this person's got a really hard lesson to learn. And I hope they learn it, but I can't make them learn it. Now, if this is a child or a family member who has addiction problems, you might find out that something really bad is going to happen. I don't feel like it's really, really bad. I feel like someone might be going to jail or might get in trouble is what I feel. And then you might get communication. You might get that phone call from the jail. You might get some sort of communication where someone's going to want you to help them or do something for them. And I see you being a little along the energy of, I don't know if I want to, I don't think I'm going to come and get you out of jail. You're going to see it as a risk, okay? I don't know why Spirit wants you to know that, but they do want you to know that. Yeah, broken heart. See, that's what I'm saying. Door to personal happiness and healing. Some of you could be healing and going towards your own personal happiness. And because you're doing that, you could be taking yourself out of circumstances or situations that are temporary. So you could be no longer hanging out with those friends or those people where you're like, you have questionable motives. You're like, nope, I'm not here no more. No. Maybe you're not drinking like you used to. Maybe you're not smoking like you used to. Some of you could be completely sober. Some of you could be at a place where you're like, you know what? My spending ain't been that bad either, Danielle. I've just been kind of like here. I'm just content with life. Everything's good. It's good like it should be. That could be for some of you. And the reason things could be feeling kind of so easy emotionally is because you have healed. It's because you are going after your own personal happiness and abundance, which could be closing doors on things where there's not honesty, there's not truthfulness, or there's not a new beginning. Now, for some of you, There could be someone wanting to come in and give you clarity and truth around how something is now fair, something's now just. But you could see this person as an indulger. Again, if this is an ex, this could be an energy of like, buckle up, because an ex is coming back and they're going to see if you're ready to have a good time. But they're also saying, maybe recognize that this person has the tendency to get bored easily or is never truly satisfied. So a new beginning is never really possible. Okay? And they're saying you need to go towards your personal happiness and you need to see if this person adds value to your life or takes value. Now, I am saying you're going to be taking a lot of action towards what you want and what's going to fulfill you. And I see a lot of changes. I see you making a lot of changes. I see you transforming. I see you feeling burdened by maybe the things you have to leave behind. Again, if this is an addict, loving an addict is not easy. Being a daughter of an addict, being a spouse of an addict, being a parent of an addict is hard. It is a selfish disease. You can't make someone see that they're harming themselves, they're hurting themselves unless they want to. And sometimes the best thing that you can do is let them hit rock bottom, because sometimes it takes them hitting rock bottom for them to figure it out. I know someone very, very, very close to me, who had gotten so bad on drugs that she didn't think she was going to survive. And it took everyone turning their back on her and her living on the side of the street before she realized, I'm my worst enemy. She went to jail. Nobody would come get her out. She had to recognize that she had hurt, harmed, and betrayed everyone who cared and loved her. And that she had took their love for granted and used their love as a weapon against them. And because everyone did turn their back on her, she got sober and she never did it again. Now that was 33 years ago since she got sober. That's what I'm saying here. I'm saying that this change might be hard for you. I'm saying that transforming this might be hard for you. Okay? So if it's you not spending a lot of money, it might be hard for you to make the conscious choice. Do I want it or do I need it? If this is you not drinking, you might have to make the conscious choice. Is this alcohol actually bringing in a good moment for me? Or am I just bored and I want to drink and I kind of want my brain to be a little foggy so I don't really know what's going on? You have to decide. And making that choice could be hard. It could be hard for you to say, no, enough's enough. I'm not coming to get you out of jail. No, enough's enough. This is my boundary and I can't keep doing this with you. No, enough's enough. I'm not drinking anymore. I'm not smoking anymore. I'm not going through my people-pleasing stage where, oh, you want this? Well, I'll give it to you because I don't want to hurt your feelings. You're going to have to do the hard thing, the tough thing, so you can get to where you want to go. And a lot of you, that comes with the financial abundance. That comes with a financial gain. But again, you're going to have a lot of strength, courage, and determination to get you there. And there are going to be people that you're going to have to reject, leave behind. I might even say abandon. Some of you are going to end up abandoning an ex, someone you once cared about. You might have to abandon a child. You might have to abandon someone for them to go through a season by themselves. Yeah, this could be someone who's envious. See, that's what I'm saying. That's really weird. And your intuition could tell you that. Your intuition could tell you that one day, I'm going to say this. Your intuition is going to tell you that one day this person's going to appreciate you doing the hard thing. You making them sad, you making them disappointed. I don't know why, but I want to keep saying if this is an addict. So some of you, you've got a loved one in your life right now that is struggling with addiction and you're trying to figure out what to do. This person could envy you because they could feel like you have the ability to cut something off so easily. Deciding not to spend money isn't easy. Deciding not to drink when you're used to drinking is not easy. Changing your habits is not easy. But if someone envies you for that, that's because they feel like you have something that they don't. And that's when they have to go do self-reflection. That's when they need therapy. That's when they need to do soul searching. That's not on you. So I will say this. You're about to find something out. I don't feel like it has anything to do with you, but I do feel like at one point this person was in your life, or this is a child that you love, a lover you were once with, a partner that you're with. This is someone that you know. This is someone who could want to come back around, but I'm saying that you don't see them as new beginning material. So have the strength to show up differently this year. Have the strength to go after what you hope, what you wish. Here's an example. If every time the lover that you love so much comes in and steals from your family and steals your car and puts you in a sense of stress simply because you love them, you then have to take action for you to get towards the future that you hope. Okay, I hope you're going to change. I hope that you start seeing that you're harming us and you're being really selfish and your addiction is really taking you down a path that's not good. But I keep talking to you about it and you're not seeing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start acting in a way that's going to show you that hope's all I got. I can't wait for you to change. You're either going to change or you're not. But I do know this. You can't keep coming and staying in my house for you to take my car in the middle of the night, steal my money out of my wallet. You can't keep doing this. And this is my boundary. You're not welcome here anymore. And I hope one day you'll get sober. I hope one day you'll figure it out. I hope one day you'll see all the wrongs that you've done and how you've hurt everyone. But I also know realistically that I'm going to have to be maybe the mean one, the harsh one, the one to carry the burden, that this isn't my fault. You chose your path. This isn't my fault. You chose your path. But in the same sense, that means I have to choose mine. And I choose not to hold your hand as you continue to battle addiction and take us down with you. That could be something that's going to be really hard for you. To say, I love you, but I love you enough to say we're done until you get sober. It reminds me, if you watch this girl on TikTok or Instagram, her name's Abby. I think it's Abby Fickle, maybe. She's got a daughter named Mala. She was an addict, and she'll tell you, if it wasn't for my dad threatening to press felony charges on me, I wouldn't be sober. He saved my life. Sometimes you have to do the hard thing. Sometimes you have to place a boundary you don't want to place, because that's the only time change happens. And you have to be willing for change not to happen. You have to be willing for things to maybe change in 7 months or 7 years. For things to turn fair and you not know what that fairness looks like. I am seeing that though. Now, I'm also seeing that you could be a little burdened around the fact that you've been making changes in your life and you don't feel like they're paying off. They're saying though, to keep having the strength and the courage to put in effort towards the things that you want to grow. So if you've been putting in time, energy, and effort in your money, in a hobby, in a relationship, and right now you feel like it's kind of hollow, like you're not really getting the success and the recognition back that you want, keep having the strength and the courage to put in the effort and be patient. Because I'm seeing you juggling, but I'm also seeing that things are fair. And although it might not feel that way, once confusion and illusion is lifted, you will see that something here is balanced and that what you're hoping for is taking place. It just might not be as quick as you want. It might not be in the form and the fashion that you want, but that doesn't mean that it's not taking place, okay? So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm going to leave this here. Have a blessed day.